Baku speaking. Hello dear listeners. You are tuned into Azerbaijan International Radio. We are starting our English broadcast from the capital Baku. We welcome you to our analytic program. I'm your host Elshim Mirzaev. The observation mission hinders the realization of peace between the two countries. The European Union's ambassadors have approved the extension of the observation mission in Armenia for 2 years. According to this decision, European observers will remain in Armenia's border regions until February 19, 2027. The observation mission has already intensified its activities in the direction of Zangilan. The agreement stipulates that the composition and number of observers will remain unchanged. According to the mission, which consists of 165 foreign and 44 Armenian members, this decision will soon be approved by the foreign ministers of European Union member states. It's well known what kind of observations this mission has conducted at various times along the Armenia-Azerbaijan border. A mission that was supposed to ensure stability in the region and build trust between Armenia and Azerbaijan has instead acted as a catalyst for provocations at the border. It should be noted that the European Union's civilian mission was initially deployed to the region in October 2022 as a temporary 2-month mission, but it has distinguished itself by acting contrary to agreement reached with Azerbaijan. The European Union has taken advantage of this mission to expand its activities, unilaterally increasing its mandate and number of mission members at the border without Baku's consent. The most appropriate step for the European Union to take in regulating Azerbaijan-Armenia relations is to abandon binocular diplomacy, terminate the mission's activities, and leave the region. The President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, also sharply criticized the mission for violating the 2022 agreement in an interview with local television channels and warned the binocular-wielding provocateurs. If at that time we agreed that this mission would last 2 months and consist of 40 people, then that is how it should have been. When I reach an agreement, I always adhere to it, even verbally. But in this situation, Europeans decided that they had the right to violate those agreements. Later, without informing us and without any consent from our side, they not only extended the mission's duration and increased its number, but also invited a non-European country, essentially breaking trust. Then came the disgraceful displays with binoculars. They wear semi-military uniforms and boots, acting like some kind of fighters. I don't even want to show how quickly they will flee if someone accidentally crossed into Azerbaijani territory. They will simply see how itchy their hands will get. Ombudsman calls on Human Rights Watch to adopt an impartial approach. The Commissioner for Human Rights of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Sabina Aliyeva, has addressed an open letter to Tiana Hassan, the Executive Director of Human Rights Watch. In the letter, it is stated that the section on Azerbaijan in the organization's 2024 World Report demonstrates a biased and one-sided approach against the country. Furthermore, it highlights that instead of relying on publicly available reports, such as the Ombudsman's annual and parallel reports, which comprehensively cover activities related to the protection of human rights and freedoms, including the prevention of torture, Human Rights Watch based its findings on questionable and biased sources. The letter also notes that members of the Ombudsman's National Preventive Group had met with several individuals mentioned in the Human Rights Watch report and had found no evidence of torture or ill treatment against them. Additionally, it emphasized that while Azerbaijan hosted COP29, where significant decisions were made to address the consequences of climate change through effective discussions, Human Rights Watch failed to acknowledge these achievements in its report. The letter also brings attention to Azerbaijan's prolonged exposure to Armenia's occupation policy, which resulted in the gross violation of the fundamental rights and freedoms of over 1 million Azerbaijanis. It stresses that Human Rights Watch ignored key issues such as the efforts to ensure the safe and dignified return of former internally displaced persons after the end of the occupation, a landmine threat that poses a serious risk to people's lives and health, the forced expulsion of hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis from Armenia, turning them into refugees. The Ombudsman concluded by calling on Human Rights Watch to adopt an impartial approach in its reports, ensure fairness, and base its findings on verified facts.